Force is the least reliable form of social power. And this is something that's completely alien to the thought of idiots like Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth, who think you just beat your chest to show how big and bad you are, and then you go in and punch someone in the teeth, and that's how you win. Well, Iran is showing already how realistic that worldview is. Iran is a much weaker country than us. They cannot beat us in a conventional military battle. In a direct confrontation, they would be absolutely annihilated. But they know this. And therefore, if you know that you're going to lose a certain kind of fight, you choose a different battleground where you have more strength. So there's no way that Iran directly defeats our military through their current strategy of taking pot shots at ships that are going through the Strait of Hormuz or hitting our bases around the region. But it can alienate our allies in the region from us since we are unable to protect them. And they can squeeze the global economy by making shipping companies more averse to going through this important strait for global trade. And both of those things are leverage. They are, though the bombs used are hard power, leverage itself is the soft power. It is something to bring us to the negotiating table, not to defeat us in battle. And we're seeing right now that is a much more potent tool than the ability to actually win battles. In order to actually defeat this strategy by force, we would have to commit so much manpower and lose so many of our own lives that one wonders what the hell the point even is. What did we gain by starting this fight in the first place and then having to spill blood to finish it? A truly powerful government does not have to send cops to get people to comply with them. The day-to-day governance is done through much softer power. And similarly, a truly powerful, great power is not remaining so by fighting every single battle militarily. It does provide security guarantees, but a security guarantee is using hard power, is translating hard power into soft power. It is making a promise which can be backed up with hard power, but if tested along enough fronts, no one has enough hard power to back it up. It's about the credibility of it that they will pick any one fight to enforce it, to send a message to the rest. Hard power has to actually be used intelligently in order to translate into broader power. And the more you have to use it, the weaker you become. So I feel that my father's Cuban. I like to go to Cuban examples. In Cuba, there was this dictator in the 30s named Machado, and he was an incredibly brutal dictator. He killed a lot of people. Did he kill a lot of people because he was powerful? No. He killed a lot of people because his power was very precarious. And in order to stay in power, he had to keep shooting. The regimes that last a long time are not like Machado's. They're like Fidel Castro's regime, which is a genuinely totalitarian system that does not actually need to hurt many people to stay in power because it is well consolidated and has garnered, compliance through fear and other things from its population. When you actually have to apply this raw power, it is a sign that people will not listen to you and are not afraid of you. They're willing to stand up to you, and that is as true internationally as it is domestically. So thinking seriously about winning the politics in America domestically means more than just seizing hard power. There's this perpetual debate with people on the left, for example, about how nonviolent resistance doesn't work. Nonviolent resistance does work. It is a very powerful tool of political resistance and means for seizing the organs of hard power through politics. It is also not passive. It is actually an exercise of power. There's a certain degree of coercion that the passive resistance people are imposing on the people with hard power. They are forcing them to make a choice to either let them continue doing the activities, such as a sit down in a restaurant, if we're talking the civil rights movement, or to actually do the thing, actually in front of cameras, use your hard power to try and enforce your authoritarian order. So it is a very active use of power, and it can be coercive, even though it is not hard power. You have to be smart about these things. You can't buy into this theory that it's all just about the guns. Obviously, it matters who controls the guns. Obviously, it matters who has the military. But if you're going to use it idiotically, you can very quickly lose power. In Machado did not keep power. Batista, who came later, did not keep power despite having the military and fighting just a guerrilla force. Having hard power is not everything, and it's neither the best way to actually use power once you have it, nor is it a guarantee that you will keep power. Otherwise, dictatorships would never fall at all.